Hey, all you fly homies and chill bees. This is Abigail, and I'm here with another AI Fuzz video. Have a little bit of great in my school schedule. I started back classes at college, and time has been really taken up. But I, wanted to post a video, and Ed let me post about this. So right now, Flux Loras, you guys know that, and training Loras for Flux Loras, and finding the right method to train is tough. Now you can use services like Synod AI, Replicate, follow that AI and train it through them on their servers, which is easy, but usually it costs money and it costs, buzz, whatever. And it's kind of like, I think it's kind of a waste of money because you experiment with these LoRas. You try out different things when you train a LoRa, and you're basically paying for each experiment you do, a fail or a success. So we like to train LoRas locally meaning on your machine. Since there's no fee, you don't pay anything, it's unlimited. So there are many ways you can train locally. There's Koyet SS, there's AI Toolkit, there's One Trainer, there's all different kinds. We tried them all, and most of them are fine, but then came along this guy, Flux Gym. Now, Flux Gym is made by Cocktail Peanuts. Yo, what's up, Cocktail Peanut homie? And it makes it a lot simpler to train a LoRa locally. It is dead simple, as it says, dead simple LoRa training UI with low VRAM support. So you can use this with 10 gigabytes of VRAM, 12, 16, and you can train stuff. That even go down as low as 8. Having someone commented the video with 8. But anyway, we're gonna post the link to this to go right to the GitHub, right here. All right, it's really simple to install, y'all. Oh my gosh. So here it is, the UI is what it looks like. And it's step 2, step 1, step 2, step 3. It goes over this. And basically, let's get to the install. Now, you could use a one-click install by using Pinocchio. We suggest not to use that because it's just a little bit of a pain. I mean, Pinocchio, again, is using another program to use this to install it. And it's just another app that you really don't need because it's easy to install. Install manual. So we're going to be doing Windows or Linux. We're going to be Windows. So all you have to do is you're going to declone this GitHub to where you want Flux Gym to be. So you would go to your folder where you want this to be. We made a folder called Flux Training. Click on the URL, hit CMD, and that'll bring up the terminal. Now, in a terminal, you would copy this one, clone it, so copy, and then you would go into the terminal, and then you would, come on, terminal, baby, then you would paste it, okay? I'm not gonna do it because we have it already installed. Then, once that's in, you would click this. Ooh, GeForce Game Ready driver is available. Wow, what in the world? So then you would do this CD Flux Gym command, which makes it basically changes the directory CD to Flux Gym to make sure you're in the right folder. And then once you're in there, you're gonna do this command, copy this, and it's going to install the SD scripts employee SS. And it tells you the structure is gonna look like this. Flux Gym is gonna have all this stuff in it, as long as you get everything right. Now, you have to use this in a workflow environment, and it's just, again, it's simple to do. So you go into the root folder of Flux Gym, and ours is right here. You have all this stuff installed. There's the SD scripts, and you're gonna run this top, for Windows, this top code. I'm gonna copy this, and I'm actually gonna do this time because we're going to run it. So you go to Flux Gym, anytime you want to do a terminal window in a folder, just hit URL in CMD, and then boom, you have terminal window. See, you're in this path. So we're gonna paste that, Python, VNV, and we're gonna enter, and it's gonna start creating the virtual environment. Once it's created, you're gonna use this code to activate the virtual environment, it's basically just going to put a VNV in parentheses before the URL to let you know that it's on a virtual environment. So we're going to paste back, and it's right there, VNE environment, okay? There's instructions for links, and it's going to create this folder, blah, blah, blah. Now, the first time you guys get this, you're going to have to do this, but you're not going to have to do it every time. You're going to go to the SD scripts folder, which is located in the Flux Gym folder. And you're going to pip install the requirements text. And then you're going to go back to Flux Gym folder. And you're going to pip install the requirements text there. You really need to do it the first time, not every time. And finally, you're going to install SiteTorch nightly. And it's going to be in the Flux Gym folder. You're going to copy this, and it'll install everything needed for SiteTorch. Next step for this, you're going to need to download the models and the checkpoints. You guys may have these already if you used Flux before. So you would need the clip L folder and the T5XXL model. Sorry, clip L model and the T5XXL model. That goes into this folder, guys. It goes into Flux Gym models clip. See that? Okay. And then you're going to download the second, which is BDAE. And that goes into the models, the AE folder right here. And that's BAE. Again, you should have this already, so you can just move it over. And the last thing you're going to do is do the unit, and this is going to be the final model you're going to install on it, the Flux one. Yeah, you might not have that one, but you can get it at this link. All right, and it shows you the structure, file structure. Now let's start it, okay? So we're gonna go, once you have all that done, all the models in the correct folder, you're gonna go back to the root folder of the Flux Gym, which is this, that, and then you're gonna run this command. So you can just copy it that way. And again, go to here in CMD to make sure you're in the correct terminal for that folder, and it paste, and that's going to get ready to launch that the PyConapp.py launch code. Oh shoot, you know what? I messed up because I got rid of the virtual environment. So let's do that over. You're supposed to make sure you're in the virtual environment, and I screwed that one up. I screwed the pooch, and it did not feel good after she said, oh my God, that is disgusting, Abigail. I know, right? I am so wicked and gross, and I am hot. All right, go back. We're gonna go back to this folder. We're going to do CMD. We're gonna start the virtual environment. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna activate the virtual environment, like going here, there. Okay, so now we're gonna change the directory back to the back to the root. So to get to the root, are we at the root already? Yeah, we're at the root, so I could have just done it. So I want to copy that, and then I want to paste it there. So you see what I did there, guys? I started to launch the BNB, and then I activated it in the root, and then I'm starting to launch the Python app.py script right now. And it's then load up because it says make sure you're running the virtual environment before you do that. And from there, it's going to load up and then give you a URL address. Okay, you want it does going to give you a local URL. You're going to copy that. You're going to copy that URL into a web browser so you can open up the app. So let's go to any Facebook in there, and then it's going to run the Flux Gym UI. Now again, really simple, guys, really simple. Three steps. Step 1, or info. Step 2, beta step. Step 3, train. So we're going to go through this. Step 1, this is the LoRA settings. Okay, the name of your LoRA. It could be a name of a person if you're doing one. It could be object. Reading this, let's just put test thing. How about that? trigger word, and this is going to be, again, most LoRAs have trigger words. You don't need to have one, but it's good to have one. I'm going to just put TT and R, because for the heck of it. VRAM, that's showing you can do 20 gigs of VRAM, 16 or 12. Actually, so you can't do 10, but maybe you can, who knows. I usually choose 16 because we have the 4090 on a laptop, which has 16 gigs of VRAM, not 24. For peak trains per image, it's set at 10, but you can get away with 1. It speeds up the training a lot, and then you can't tell the difference. We've been testing this a lot. Max train of epochs, and it's 16 would be the epochs. Keep that. You go into click on advanced auctions, and you give it to a seed. That's fine. Workers are 2. Keep that. The learning rate is fine at 4. We do 83 if you want, but 4 is fine. Save every and epochs is pretty important because it's going to save once it reaches 4 epochs. Remember, we're going to do max of 16. So once it saves, it goes through 1 epoch, and it's going to do another epoch. Once you get the 4, it's going to save it as a LoRA, a saved sensor file. So you're going to save it every 4. So at 4, 004, it's going to save a sent tensor. 008, it's going to save a sent tensor, so on. I keep it at 4. It's what it's set at time. Guidance skills at 1, that's normal. Time step sampling is shift, and that's pretty normal. Well, LoRA rank will keep it at 4, but this is something you can experiment with and resize dataset images. Now, if you wanted to, we always set ours to 1024, but the images in your dataset should be pretty high quality anyway to start with. So just you can use either one. It does speed up training if it's 512. We use 1024. All right, so the next step is the beta set. Who is get your images. Actually, we really should I'm doing LoRA of The Office. If you're a fan of The Office, I love The Office. I love Dwight Schrute and Jim and Hair. Serena, just keep this the same for The Office. Remember that. So I took a bunch of pictures, 20 shots of The Office, and I wanted to be able to make an Office LoRA. So we're gonna just take all these pictures, and then it's gonna load in here. It says JPEG or PNG, and you can add captions. Add AI caption with Lawrence too. And as you can see, these are just photos taken from The Office. I tried to get a lot without any people in them, but I had to put some in there. 13 photos is what I got. And I'm going to add the AI captions. You don't need captions, y'all, but I should show you. I'm just going to basically use Florence 2 to describe YouTube's photos and add some description to the caption. It's also going to throw in your trigger word, Office, in as well. So 13 photos are a starting amount. I mean, that's like a minimal now, baby. You really want to do at least 20, 25. Some people have done training on 1 photo, but I haven't tried that yet. So we're just doing 13 right now. And then captioning, it'll create a text file in the same folder with these pictures, and it's all neat and tight. Okay, the captions are done. And here you see for each one office, a group of people sitting in chairs in a room with a man standing in the center. It just gives a brief description of each picture. Then also, guys, the pictures do not have to be resized to be the same size. You don't have to do this with this. It could be any size. So don't worry about that. And captioned all 13. So look at your captions done and your data sets done. Next, and also just a tip, make sure your images in your data set are very high quality, because it does depend on the quality of the data set images, how high quality the actual LoRA will be and what it spits out. So any blurry images, anything kind of pixely, get rid of. Just get a high, bigger resolution is good. Higher quality photos are good. Also, another kit, if you're training a LoRA of a person or a face or anybody, make sure you have photos of the person at different angles. Close-ups, medium shots, long shots. Make sure there's photos of the person's face in all different directions, side view, front view, top view, etc. also in different lighting scenarios, night, day, different lighting setups, and also with different expressions, just a little overboard with that, but you can have a few of smiling, mad, angry. So we can, again, this is just teaching AI, training it on what we want it to be. So the more variety, look, have better variety in your LoRA. Step 3 is the training. So it has all the train script right here and the train config. So this train script, if you're familiar with like Android Toolkit, it has, this is the file, this is the YAML file where our toolkit reviews. It has all the stats and what it needs to do. If you're not familiar with the AI toolkit, just more what I said, just keep going. So now I'm gonna hit start training. We're all set up. We got everything in there, and it's gonna bring up a progress window at the bottom, and it's gonna start training the LoRA. Now, a couple things. Errors, you might get some errors, okay? So you probably will, because this is gonna be your first time using it. The most common error that we've seen is called an exit 1 error, and it's basically saying that it cannot find one of your model files in the right place. So we had, see like right here, loading state from models clip. If it can't find one of the clip files, one of VAEs or anything like that, then it's gonna throw an exit one error. So just keep in mind, it throws an error, make sure you look above, because it's gonna tell you the steps and what it did and what it tried to find, and then it's gonna stop at a certain point and you can figure out that's where the error is. All right, it's starting the training now, 13 images are here, and then we're gonna move on to the epochs. Depending on your setup. Now we have, like I said, we have a laptop. I have Intel i9 with the 4090 video card with 16 gigs of RAM, VRAM. I think we have 32 gigs, Scrapson. 32 gigs of RAM on this, and it, upgrade that. So for us, could do a LoRA like this. It took about 2 hours. Okay, maybe 1.5 hours it took. Again, the less images you have, it'll be faster. But the more images you have, it'll be a little bit slower, but the quality will be better. So it's gonna stop at this right now. At this step, 118, it's gonna keep going, and then you're gonna start seeing a lot of progress. Okay, guys, when it's all done training, it's going to say finished or completed. And since this is through the magic of internet, or not really, I give this training prior and I have it finished already, so you guys don't have to wait. You're welcome. So the final file will be under the Flux Gym folder and under outputs. And there they are. There's opposite tensors. And remember how I told you guys, it says every 4 epochs, and there is a 4. So all you be able to grab all of these. I'm gonna copy them. Oh gosh, I'm gonna copy them and I'm gonna throw them into my come to UI models LoRA folder. So we're gonna go here, comp UI, models, and now I'm gonna put down to LoRA. And then we're just going to paste here. And we're gonna paste those save tensors into the LoRA folder. And you can see I've done a bunch. I've done a thought. I did one for New York. I did one for anime, one for Blanca, and everything like that. So when that's done, I'm gonna launch Comp UI, and then we will put a description to the really basic Flux loader with a Flux Loras loader, spec LoRA. So you could actually stack different LoRas together in this workflow, and it's really cool. We'll have a video to showcase that later, but now we're just going over Flux Gym and see what it gave us from there. Learning BAE, which is a Flux BAE. We have an SDXL aspect ratio, or the image aspect ratio, and here's the power loader, Homar G3. You can select as many LoRa as you want, or you can just add one. I uses Office, which is the trigger work, indoors, no windows, even lighting. And the cake sampler is here, randomize 20 steps. Is one, its noise is one, and it's Euler. So what it come up with, and here it is. And it ignored the no windows, as there's windows everywhere. But it did take, I think, studying the desks and the chair styles, it did take a lot of that from those photos. And again, the office photos are not distinctive style, so it kind of is generic. Let's try something more a little bit better. We did a we did a Hanako. If you're familiar with anime toilet Hanako, we did one in that style. And her walking well, just put all right, and that's Yanni. And then all right, and then I chose that LoRA logo right here. So we will see. This is one of the first LoRAs I trained, Flux Loras, and we'll see with that. Okay, so this is what I came up with, and it is pretty on point with their style. It's kind of interesting. So you can train the LoRA to be different things. Great, where are you? Will you guys have fun playing with this? Comment below if you have any questions. Make sure you like to subscribe. Say hi, Fuzz. Abigail's out the house, and I'm in the house, and I'm not the house. So I'll see you guys later. Another AI first video.